the Whole Life Challenge mobility section. My name is Jill Miller. I'm the creator of Yoga Tune-Up and the role model, and I am here to help you rediscover your intrinsic mobility. What does that mean? Your body is an amazing architectural, biological organism, and you have intrinsic mobility available in every part of you. You can't strengthen the parts of you that don't move well. So welcome to the next 8 weeks of attempting to improve your internal mobility, which is going to help you to gain more strength, gain more power, gain more rest, and just feel better in your body altogether. Over the next 8 weeks, we're going to be using a variety of different props and different pieces of equipment, and I'll mention them as we go along. Today we're using something called the Courgeous ball, which is an abdominal and gut ball. If you don't have something like this, you can use a kid's ball, a kid's inflated ball. You can even use a small pillow or even a rolled up towel to do this work. My shirt here says Vegas Nerd. It's not a misprint. That's because I'm a little bit obsessed with down regulation and recovery. A lot of the conceit of where I'm coming from in the mobility space is I think that you need to start your mobility work with an internal mindset that allows you to create conditions for movement to occur. And so you'll hear me throughout the week say, I'm a student of my breath. I'm a student of my body. I embody my body. So these are maxims or internal mindsets I'd like you to adopt so that it will help you with this plan of improving your intrinsic mobility. So today, we're going to be working on your breathing. You can't get more intrinsic or implicit than that. You have approximately 20,000 breaths that you take every day. And if you're not breathing well, if your breathing mechanics are off, it's going to set up an entire cascade of negative consequences. So specifically what I'm talking about today is the respiratory diaphragm. And that's a muscle that lines the lower 6 ribs. And it's not only a muscle of respiration, but it's also a muscle of stability, a muscle of posture, and a muscle of mental recovery. It's one of your stress buttons. So by being able to connect with your deep breathing, you'll be able to immediately set the stage for cognitive attention, for your intention, and also tremendous torso and corseture stability that ripples through your whole body. So for our check-in, you'll simply lay down on the ground and remind yourself that you're a student of your breath, a student of your body, and that you embody your body. There's 3 zones of breathing. Zone 1 is the abdominal region. This is the most relaxing region. Zone 2 is the thoracic region, your rib cage region. That's a little bit more stimulating, a little bit more upregulating. The 3rd zone of breathing are the muscles that lie above the shoulders. And these are your stress muscles of respiration. We're not going to actually dive into those today, but over the course of the weeks, I'm going to give you some tools and tricks to help you decouple the desire to breathe up here, to use these shoulder muscles to get breath in. It's very ineffective if you're trying to communicate to the rest of your body. So, an abdominal breath distends the gut region. And you see my hands expand. Do the same thing, bringing your hands onto your abdomen or onto the sides of your waist, a little bit of touch in your lower back, and feel your gut fill into your hands. The same thing for thoracic breathing. Bring your hands into the sides of your ribs and fill into them. Now you do this by breathing through your nose. If you're congested like I am, I'm just getting over a cold from my 11-month son, you may have to sneak a little bit in through your mouth, but primarily and ideally you're doing this through your nose, breathing into your ribs, filling into your hands, and exhaling. Our second check-in is an isolation of the respiratory diaphragm. This is called the bridgeless with the diaphragm vacuum. So this is a way to actually stretch your respiratory diaphragm and figure out if you're actually able to connect to it. So you'll inhale, raising your pelvis, breathing belly and rib cage. Your arms fly all the way up overhead. Once you can no longer get any more air in, exhale everything. And at the end of the exhale, don't inhale, but let your abdomen suction in. Lower your pelvis. While the diaphragm moves towards its rib cage attachments. It's hard for me to do this and talk because there's no breath in my body while I'm doing this, so I'll do my best. You inhale, up you go. Breathe belly, breathe ribs. Exhale it all. At the end of the exhale, without tensing the abdomen, you allow the diaphragm to venture into the rib cage, and it will traction everything down below. You'll feel and see a deep cavitation. I'm going to do this once again without talking. And the arms reset themselves. Good, we'll revisit that after we do our rollout and our body awareness building of our breath's movements. So you'll take a cordless ball or an inflated kid's ball, bring it into your abdomen, and rest your forehead on your hands. Now, if you've never done this before, when you initially put the cordless ball or anything in your gut, make sure it's soft, not hard. You don't want anything hard going into your gut. Your abdomen is going to react. It's going to react by bracing, and it's going to react by not allowing the tool to go in. So we'll do a trick called contract relax, which can help to turn off that natural desire for muscle bracing, and this will allow your tissues to become compliant. So you breathe into the ball, hold your breath, tighten the abdominal muscles, creating a shield, and then exhale. Let go. And if you've done that correctly, there should be less tension in the abdomen. Again, breathe in. Hold your breath. Contract. And then exhale. And let go. Again, breath in. Hold. Contract. And exhale. Let go. And then either keep doing that or start to move the ball from side to side across the midsection very, very slowly. There's no need to engage in a speedy move here. In fact, the slower you go, the better results. And with a lot of the breath work, less is way more in terms of using any of these tools. Because you want to sneak up on the desire for your tissues to be reactive. And that's one of the problems with mobility is our body unconsciously braces everywhere. And your breath and your gut area is one of those areas of constant unconscious bracing. We brace because we want to look thinner. We brace because we're upset about something. So it may be an emotional reason that we're tightening our abdominal tissues. But if our spine wants to have its normal range of motion, you want to have facile and attentive and intelligent abdominal tissues. And they can't become smarter if they're always on guard. So this is a way to de-guard them. The layers of muscles that you're massaging right now, the transversus abdominis, the obliques, the rectus, and then deeper to that, deep hip flexors, the psoas and the iliacus. Then going north to the rib cage. So this will be our last part of deconstructing our breath muscles for today. Stack your forehead on your hands and breathe into the rib cage now. Hold your breath and then tighten the muscles within the rib cage. Those are called your intercostals. And then exhale and let go. Again, breathe in. Through the nose here, tighten the muscles inside the rib cage, and then exhale, let go. You do that another 3 or 4 times. Now, the rib cage itself should also be mobile. If you are a person that is frequently consumed with upper back or lower back pain, there are ways to do this, or actually working with gorgeous ball on that anterior abdomen and anterior chest, are almost a guarantee of changing the tension relationship and that pain relationship in the back of your body. So you don't always want to necessarily go after something that's in pain in your back body with a ball. Sometimes going into the front in a much more tender and sensitive way is the right way to go. Come on out of that, and then let's recheck our diaphragm vacuum. Breathing. Abdominal thoracic breath as you lift your pelvis and arms up overhead. Exhale completely through your nose, ideally. Then spread your ribs. Allow the diaphragm to fall towards its rib attachments and lower your pelvis. Then reset your arms. Feel your body's presence against the floor. Feel that implicit mobility, the movement of breath in your gut and your rib cage. Week 1, Whole Life Challenge. Learn to play this wind instrument. I'll see you next week.